Like the startup process is very inefficient, right? And it's where it translates to risk. You see these massive failure rates in early stage startups. And so we said there's got to be a better way.
Hi, my name is Eric Baxley. I'm the Chief Marketing Officer at Nobody Studios. Today, I'm really happy to be joined by Mark McNally, CEO of Nobody Studios. We teamed up early in our careers in Silicon Valley, had a lot of fun together, partnering, getting our two companies to work together. And Mark, just give us the elevator speech, the two-sentence version of who is Nobody Studios?
Yeah. Well, look, I'm out there saying it a lot of different ways, but at the end of the day, the best way to think of it is we're a company that builds companies, right? So the original thesis was everything we just said. We're moving into a space where you have to build companies faster, cheaper, leaner, and optimize them for early stage exits. That was the goal. And then so how do you do that? We need to be in a spot where we're able to take lots of bets, make smaller bets, and then double down on the ones that actually work. So consider us founders that are also the first investors, right? And our goal is to do lots of companies at scale and to really mitigate the risk of early stage creation, which I've done a lot of startups. It's really hard every single time you're doing the same thing. You're trying to recruit the team. Sometimes you get some people from your past deal. You're getting new people. You're trying to attract investors. You're trying to pull together the documents. You're getting your first product out the door. There's all these different moving pieces, but it's very inefficient. Like the startup process is very inefficient, right? And it's where it translates to risk. You see these massive failure rates in early stage startups. And so we said there's got to be a better way. One, we don't want to just invest and forget it. We want to be hands-on tinkering, right? So think of us again as founders, not passive investors. We don't write a check and then 9 months later go, I hope it worked or it didn't. When we decide to write a check, we have a thesis and we're doing small checks, but they're companies we build. We like this idea. Let's invest 10 grand. And then if it validates what we thought in that thesis, we might invest 40 grand. And if that validates it again, we might go higher. And we structured that into a thing we call Frugressive, which is a mix of frugal and aggressive. We're just trying to mix the two. Be cheap, be fast until you get real proof on something and then double down. And if you're doing that, you're also trying to create an environment that encourages risk-taking, which you have to encourage failure, right? Or, hey, that didn't work, stop. No problem. What do we learn from it? Let's do the next thing, right? And we work really hard to try to create that environment. But if you know you're trying to create that, it's different than if you kind of find out later, oh, we should have done that. Like we know we want to be in a spot where we're tinkering with lots of things. We're greenlighting a small percentage of them to go the distance. We're being very disciplined or strategic about making sure we don't put too much money in them. And the reason why is if you put too much money in, then you have to only go for the moon, right? If you put $50 million in an early stage company, you probably have to turn that thing into a $500 million company to make any sense for investors. But if you can keep it relatively disciplined and you don't swing necessarily for the fences, but you give it what it needs to grow, then you can be what we say optimized for early to mid stage exits, right? So in order to further that, we built processes, systems, recruited a world-class team, got very fortunate to have just a world-class group of initial investors with their backgrounds and reach is kind of unparalleled. And so we have, an unfair fighting advantage in terms of access and knowledge. And a lot of people like you and myself who've been doing this for a long time that have scars and lessons and some successes to pull from. And we're just trying to figure out how to do this at scale because we think the future is not being right about doing one company massive. We think in the current, state of change and speed, that's actually the riskiest bet.